Time Walk with Me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Time Walk with me. I am the Time Walker, and I foreshadowed this deck recently in my community tab. This is my Gluntch the Bestower deck. It is very group-huggy and also self-huggy. I made it the way it is because my two boys were getting tired of me beating them all the time, at Magic, that is. This is also why I made the Attempsis All-Seeing deck, but the idea there was for them to use it to beat me. This deck is meant to just hang out and stall the game by helping everyone else and also keeping me alive and protected. Gluntch the Bestower. This is a 0/5 jellyfish that flies and costs 1 mana of any color, 1 green, and 1 white. At the beginning of your end step, one player gets 2+1/+1 counters on a creature they control, another player draws a card, and a third player gets 2 treasure tokens. You can be one of those players, but you can't be more than that. You can make deals with people to give them the bonus they want, or you can help out the underdog, whoever that might be, or you can help out the threat and end the game faster. As long as you're not trying hard to win yourself, the power is all yours. Hug cards. Otherworldly Atlas. This could be part of many combos, but in this deck it's just here to help everybody draw more cards. Don't kill me, I'm drawing you cards. Regna's Sanction. I'll be choosing Friend for everybody and beefing up all their creatures. Reverse the Sands. Here, take my life total. Don't worry, I have ways of gaining it back. Temple Bell. It's not as good as Otherworldly Atlas, but an extra card every turn should make me everybody's friend. Your temple is under attack. This was put here with the bottom ability in mind, letting me and one opponent draw 2 cards, but the top ability could come in handy too if someone decides they don't like me helping out everyone else. Helm of Awakening. This helps everybody to cast all their spells, making all of them cost 1 generic mana less. Divine Gambit. Don't hurt me and I'll let you play anything you want from your hand in exchange for a treasure token or something. Skycrier. 4 mana is a small price to pay for the political advantage I'll gain from letting people draw cards. Secret Rendezvous. This is like your temple is under attack, but without the top option. It just lets me and an opponent, who is now my friend, draw 2 cards. Fog. I can't stand to see people fight, so I included a few cards to negate all combat damage in a turn. I could probably use a few more, like maybe the actual Fog card, which I don't have for some reason. Haze of Pollen. If I decide I actually do want people to fight, I can just cycle this away. Dawn Charm. Like with Haze of Pollen, this gives me options. I can prevent all combat damage, or I can regenerate a creature, or counter a spell that targets me. Don't be mean to me, I'm just trying to help everybody out. Lull. This is a strictly better Haze of Pollen. It does the same things for the same mana cost, but the cycling cost is 1 less. And Commencement of Festivities. This is basically Fog that costs 1 more mana to cast. Draw. Most of the draw cards in this deck are symmetrical, but a couple of them are just for me. And those are the ones in this category. Abundant Harvest. This is kind of like a sorcery version of my favorite green enchantment, Abundance. The difference is that it lets you draw rather than replacing your draws. You choose land or non-land, then reveal the top card of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Then that card goes into your hand and the rest go to the bottom of your library. It's great in the early game if you could use an extra land, and it's good later on when you have plenty of lands. Harmonize. 4 mana to draw 3 cards. It's a good rate in blue, and it's an even better rate in green. Life Gain. This deck has so much life gain, it's pretty much a sub-theme. That's because I want to help myself while I'm helping others. Many of these are pretty simple, so I'll explain the ones that I think need explanation. Union of the Third Path. This is a draw spell and a life gain spell. Renewed Faith. Spirit Link. I can put this on an opponent's creature, and it not only neutralizes its attacks at me, but it gives me life when it attacks someone else. Night of Dawn's Light. This increases the life I gain from my other spells. Centaur Peacemaker. This gives everyone life so the game can go on longer. Inspiring Overseer. Doomscar Oracle. Leonin Vanguard. Life Goes On. Soulmender. Stonehaven Medic. Weather the Storm. Abiding Grace. This gives me life and allows for a small degree of recursion. Lunarch Veteran / Luminous Phantom. Social Climber. Contemplation. And Traveling Minister. Mana. Because this is a green deck, you'll find no Soul Ring here. Greater Tanuki. If I don't need the land, I can have a 6/5 Trampler. Nature's Lore. Search for Tomorrow. Werebear. Wild Growth. Deathbloom Gardener. Explore. Llanowar Elves / Findhorn Elves. Well, not that they're the same thing, just I have Llanowar Elves and Findhorn Elves in here. Map the Wastes. Fey Offering. Stone Cedar Hierophant. And Edge of Autumn. Tokens. I figured it would be good to have some chump blockers just in case somebody doesn't take kindly to me helping their opponents and won't accept my help in exchange for their mercy. Cloakwood Hermit. Kadira, Caller of the Small. This might be the most offensive card in the deck, but maybe people will let me hit them a little in exchange for drawing cards. Squirrel Nest. I've always liked this card, especially paired with Earthcraft, which isn't in this deck or in my collection, except for a proxy. Queen All-in-All of Ruadak. This lady gives me a soldier whenever I make squirrels. That's a good deal, though the soldiers are as strong as squirrels, which makes me question their training. Chatterstorm. I wish this was an instant. Hunting Pack. But at least this is. An instant, that is, in case you forgot. Prava of the Steel Legion. And Maya Bretgard Protector. I think that's pronounced Maya. Removal. This deck isn't big on removal, obviously, but I put in a few cards that could come in handy. Witch Hunter. I've always liked this card. It makes no sense for it to be white, but it is. The bottom ability could even help an opponent out if they want more ETB effects from a creature. Cleanup Crew. Don't worry, this is just here to give me 4 life. I wouldn't dream of doing anything else with it. Other. Trelasara Moondancer. This elf gives me extra benefits when I gain life. You might say she's a friend with benefits. Lulu, Loyal Hollyphant. I want to make a deck around this card one day. Dread Linorm. The Adventure Scale Deflection can help save an opponent's creature or maybe even one of mine. Deadly Recluse. This is here just to deter attacks. Hamza, Guardian of Arashin. Unfortunately, this creature's effect of making creatures cheaper to cast for every creature I control with a +1/+1 counter on it is not symmetrical. Still, it seems like it could come in handy. Inara Wolved Familiar. This wolf protects my Gluntch from anyone who doesn't like me helping their opponents. It wouldn't be fair if I just helped one person. Zar Ojanen, Scion of Efrava. No, it's a V, not a Y. Whatever. This beefs up my small creatures as long as somebody lets it through. Shanna Sisay's Legacy. For 2 mana, this can be 1 beefy creature. Balaged Recovery / Balaged Sanctuary. There isn't a lot of recursion in this deck, but at least there's not none. Lands. I didn't really put too much thought into the mana base of this deck. It's just plains, forests, and slippery karst. So this could end up being revised later. And that's it. That is Gluntch the Bestower, my mega group hug deck. My deck that I play when people are tired of losing against me. Tell me what you think of this deck, as long as you think good things. And I'll see you next time.